Deepest in the valley, old stones, deep roots. Your hand on the gatepost, life caught in the air. Wind tasting salt spray, wild tangle of hair. Meet me by the stone and the heather, where the sky runs down to the sea. If the tide pulls hard, hold tighter. You're the only North Star in me. Sheep trails and fox prints, braids in your cloak. Fire from the peat stack kicks up in smoke. You hum an old prayer half under your breath. I follow each word like steps on a crest. Meet me by the stone and the heather, where the sky runs down to the sea. If the tide pulls hard, hold tighter. You're the only North Star in me. If winter comes early and hard frosts stay, I'll carve you a promise in oak, not in clay. If voices grow distant across distant shores, your name is an echo in ridges and bores. Meet me by the stone and the heather, where the sky runs down to the sea. If the tide pulls hard, hold tighter. You're the only North Star in me. Meet me by we're static, but we're never looking back. A silhouette in the phosphorescent mist. Every fleeting moment feels like this. Flashing signs, the pulse aligns. We're caught between the earthly and divine. The road is cracked and old. Its size, my boots kick dust to meet the skies. Each mile's a memory, faded, torn, but it feels like I've been here before. I'm going home, where the river hums, where the night wraps me and the morning comes. I'm going home, where
Hey everybody, welcome. We are off to a late start today. It's just been one of those days. It's a Wednesday, but it's like a Monday. So, if you've been following, I've been complaining that the new year is crap, and I'm ready for next year already, and we just begun. This has been one thing after another. So, the other day, um, you might remember I talked about creating a AI generated band and making music and whatnot. It's actually one way to get around copyright issues on Twitch and YouTube because the songs have no copyright, and uh, and that's what I've been playing for y'all. And so the idea was I got a lot of ideas and whatnot for songs. Got a lot of ideas for movies too, but I haven't found any AI that I can use for that. And 10 to 1, that would be expensive, anyways. Um, the challenge for me is to organize the thoughts and like put it on paper, kind of thing. How to write it, and so using AI, you can write a narrative, whatever, okay, and it will organize it into a song. So, and then you can choose what style of music you want it to sound like: rock, country, whatever. And they will generate the band. Okay. So, yes, you listen to 3 songs. The voices might not always be the same between them. Okay. Sometimes you might have a slightly different voice, especially if it's a different style of music. And so that's not a normal thing for bands because usually in a band you have the singer and then you have the other bandmates that might occasionally, be a lead singer for a song. Sometimes the other bandmates write songs. But for the most part, it's the same singer over and over and over again. So the thought process behind this band, okay, the Storm Raiders, I first created that. It wasn't actually a band. When I first started streaming, I came up with my name, Rufus Valentino, which was the name for my Final Fantasy 14 character. It just kind of came to me out of nowhere. And so I'm like, well, we'll just use this. So I've been using it since 2017. And then, over a period of time, I've noticed other streamers giving names for their communities, which is basically you guys. And so I ended up with the Storm Raiders. Okay. I was born in 1984. I grew up on 80s and 90s music. Big fan, especially rock music, soft rock, classic rock, hard rock, hairband rock, whatever you want to call it. Okay. And so I was kind of inspired by a band that was called The Storm. And it wasn't a band that stayed together for very long. It was made up of several band members of Journey. And I think the lead singer, his name was Kevin Chaffet or something like that. I could be messing up the pronunciation. He had a similar voice to Steve Perry. And that's kind of a common history with Journey. After Steve Perry was no longer the lead singer, they've been constantly looking for a replacement that sounds just like him. Because everybody that they've ever had as lead singer had a similar voice. But anyway, so they made The Storm, and then they had another album that they called The Eye of the Storm. And so, excuse me, I just finished eating lunch, so bear with me. So the name was kind of inspired by that. So for several years, I referred to the community as the Storm Raiders, Rufus Valentino, and the Storm Raiders. So you guys are the Storm Raiders. So as far as the band goes, the idea is the Storm Raider band is everybody. You, it is me, it is your neighbors, it's United States, it's people in Europe, people in Asia, it's everybody. Okay? And because when people write songs, especially back in those old days where I was growing up, maybe not as much today, you wrote music based on several things. A lot of musicians wrote songs based on their experiences in life, marriages, divorces, children, somebody in your family died, whatever. Good things, bad things, you would write a song about. So they wrote songs about experiences, they wrote songs about feelings, and then maybe it's a complete story about absolutely nobody. Okay? But then the fans, the listeners, they listen to the songs, and why do people like songs? Well, yes, they could like it because of it sounds cool. It has a nice sound and rhythm to it. It's catchy, right? But then there's a lot of viewers who also, or viewers, listeners, I guess it would be the same for viewers, who relate to the song. Okay? Maybe they had similar experiences, similar feelings, similar thoughts, whatever. So they find a way and they relate to the song. Okay? So that's kind of the thought process for the band, is we are kind of sharing thoughts and feelings and experiences, and hopefully people who, listen to the song, they can relate to it and they can enjoy it as well. The lyrics, they are written with some AI assistance. A lot of the words are coming from me. And the particular styles that we're focusing on is mainly rock with some synthwave in it. And there is a couple songs that kind of have like a country/rock sound to it. And I even created a Celtic song, which is the very first song that played when I started the stream. And so I plan on creating more as we go. I created a YouTube for the band. It's the Storm Raiders. There's only one song up right now, but I'm working on getting some others put together. I have a bunch of songs. It's just, you put it on YouTube, you're pretty much putting it as a video. So I need to have at least a picture as a background, if not, some kind of video. I attempted to do the same thing with TikTok. Let's talk about my experience with TikTok the other day. They should have never sold it to the United States of America. The U.S. have screwed up TikTok. So I created the band, the profile page. And in the description, I explained, AI generated and songs written by me. And so that I went to upload the first song. And it said published. Okay? But then it wasn't appearing anywhere on the profile or on the dashboard. So I attempted to do it again. Same thing. And meanwhile, I'm refreshing pages and going to other, people's videos, and I'm and this is PC, by the way. I really prefer to do things on PC. I don't mind viewing TikTok on my phone, but if I'm gonna upload things, I'd rather do it on the computer. I got a big screen. I have multiple screens, so it's a little bit easier. And so I kept getting error messages saying something didn't go right. Refresh. And from what I read, it was saying connection issues. And I'm like, well, my connection is fine. 400 megabytes a second, upload and download. I'm not having any other troubles with any other platform. Okay? So that tells me that's a TikTok issue. So then I read that because of the winter weather we have, there was power outages at the TikTok US data centers. I'm like, this is not a good start. For their US purchase. So then I'm like, okay, I'll restart the computer, make sure it's not a computer issue that I'm having. So I restarted the computer, went back to TikTok. They asked me to log in again. So I logged in, and it says, your account has been banned due to multiple violations. I'm like, multiple violations? I just created the account. How could I have multiple violations when I just created the account? You know, I uploaded one video and it was having issues and tons of error messages on the screen. And you banned me for what? Okay? When you upload videos, there's an option where you can say that it's, you know, AI generated and whatnot to let people know. And that's really what you're supposed to do as part of their policies. And so there's a appeal form or something you can fill out. So I filled that out. And I'm waiting for a reply. And I haven't got one. It said 24 to 48 hours. So we'll see if I get something tomorrow to tell me what it is. The only thing that I can think of, which doesn't really make a lot of sense, and I'll explain why here in a minute, is some of what I read is they don't like you creating AI videos that have people that could potentially be actual people. Okay, like impersonating actual people. So on the video, I had a little clip at the beginning that was AI generated. The person does not exist. Okay? And then I had a picture after that for the rest of the song. Okay? Just like a little intro kind of thing. And the only thing I can think of is their software, their algorithm, their bot, whatever, because it's no longer people monitoring activities. Thinks that AI person is a real person that's being impersonated. And that's why they banned me, is my assumption. But there was no warning, you know. The copyright check and all that check was, everything was positive. Everything was good. Okay? They're honestly going to ban somebody for. They should, if they can do a copyright check, and if their bots know that, you know, can sense that there's a person there, then they should be able to have a check for that as well and say, hey, I'm sorry you can't upload this video because of this. Instead of allowing you to do it, don't warn you about it and then ban your account. You know, it's kind of dirty in a sense. And if that is the reason why they banned me, then I'm going to be kind of pissed, because I have scrolled through TikTok many times and seen tons of AI videos of AI people, including music videos. And the songs are awesome. Don't get me wrong. The songs are awesome. That's part of what gave me the idea. Okay? And there's AI bands and AI singers and all that. Okay? Which tells me people spend a little bit more money to get to create the music video. Okay? I am not at that point where I can spend a fortune to create an entire AI music video. So if that's why I was banned, then I might have to make a complaint, and maybe I need to start reporting all the AI that I see, if that's going to be the case. Although, you know, because their AI does all the work, it's not like I'm going to be bombarding a person and making him work more because of it. So I don't know. So far, YouTube hasn't had an issue. So I don't know. We might just go to TikTok and stick with YouTube. And if YouTube becomes a problem, then I've seen videos of musicians and whatnot, actual musicians, not AI, who have had issues with their music on YouTube because, you know, you get people who want to claim something that's not theirs, that they really don't have rights to. And YouTube doesn't have a middleman. They just allow people to claim it. And then you have to ask that thief to please not do that, basically. And then the thief decides whether or not to let it go or not, which makes no sense whatsoever. Could you imagine if that's how crime in court worked? This man robbed you, and you take him to court. There's no judge, there's no jury, there's just you and him, and you say, sir, that was my cell phone. Please give it back. And he says, nope, it's mine, and then you get no cell phone. That's basically how copyright works. on YouTube. So there's been issues with that, and musicians. So basically, what they're using YouTube for is they'll put like samples and whatnot, advertisements, and they'll direct you to places like Patreon, where you have to pay a subscription basically to access their content. And by doing that, they're guaranteeing that they're making some money off of their product, but they're also able to do it without interruption issues. So we can always go to that point as well if we need to. But the main thing is we got to get people into it first. Advertising and building a community, right? So make sure you check Storm Raiders out. There'll be more music over time as I'm able to find time to do so. In the meantime, I will still be using their music while I'm streaming games and whatnot, because like I said, there's not really a copyright issue, and so I can play good music without having any kind of issue, which is another reason why I did it. So I had that issue. Yeah, there's more issues, okay? So this morning, for those of you who know, I own and teach martial arts, and I do that usually on the weekend. Well, I got 2 new students, and I needed to order their uniforms. So I went into my usual supplier, picked a uniform, and they had none available in their size. They're both about the same size. And so they're out of stock. They only had 3 sizes, 7, 8, and 9. And in my martial art experience, I have known very few people who wear a 7, 8, and 9. I'm wearing a 6. Okay? And that's the size I needed, was 2 6s. And they didn't have any available. And so I messaged them like, you know when you're going to get something available? Because I need them. And so then I started looking at some other suppliers that I've used for other things. So I have a supplier that's mainly for uniforms because I like their uniforms. They come pre-shrunk, and they are washable, and you don't have to worry about hang drying them, drip drying them, whatever you want to call it. They're pretty much good to go. And my dog's barking, and I heard a beeping sound. FedEx. There's a FedEx truck out there. I didn't order nothing yet. Anyways, so the uniforms I find are better, and they're more comfortable than some of these other suppliers that I've used. And so I went to some other suppliers that I've used in the past for training equipment, and they have them in their size, but the size chart is a little different. And so, you know how it is, different brands, that pair of shoes is this size, but if you want that brand, it's in a different size. It's the same thing with supply, with martial arts supplies, with uniforms. So I'm not 100% sure which one. I don't want to buy one and then it not fit, and then I have to go through that process. I also feel their uniforms aren't quite as nice, but I will have to figure that out. Luckily, I have some from those suppliers for myself, because I was trying them out. I can just have them try it on, see how it fits, and then try to figure out a size from there. So then, this is the last one, I promise. I checked my phone and I got a voicemail. So the way I have my phone set up is I get spam calls all the time, spam texts. And so I have I guess they call it focus or whatever. I set it to no spam. And so only my favorite contacts come through, like my wife and family and so. And so I got a call from my internet service, Focus. And they're telling me that I got a payment due and it's behind, a late payment or whatever. And I'm like, really? Because usually it's an auto payment. They automatically take it out, and I don't have to worry about it. And so I checked my account, still money in the account, and the last payment was in December. And so I, went on the website and did the whole chat thing with customer service. and they tell me that the reason why it's past due is because there's actually two bills. There's one for January, and there's one coming due in February on the 13th, I think it is. And that for some reason the January payment got declined, but they don't know why it got declined. So I'm like, I don't know why it got declined either. Can I pay it now, and then we'll worry about February in February? And she's like, yes, call this number, and this is your account number. I'm like, okay. Will I be talking to a person or a machine? You'll be talking to a machine, because if it's a person, it has to be recorded, and I guess they don't want, to record your credit card information. So I got to talk to a machine. Go figure. But we'll get it paid probably later today after the stream, and hopefully we won't lose internet in the middle of the stream. Wouldn't that suck? Oh Lord, it has been crazy, and the cost of stuff is constantly going up. Yeah, I don't think the tariffs are working in our favor. I think he needs to just go ahead and abolish those tariffs, back to the drawing board kind of thing, because it's just raising prices. It's not making anything better. We need prices down. We don't need them go up. That's the whole issue. People are constantly talking about prices and minimum wage and whatnot, and there's a balance, okay? And I can't speak about other countries because I'm not there, but this country, we are not balanced. It is tipping in one side's favor, okay? So you have a scale, right? The old-fashioned scales that goes up and down, okay? Your time is too valuable to talk to a computer. Valerian Gamer has reached a 10-stream streak this minute. Hope you're doing well, Valerian. So you got the old-fashioned scales, and you might see a version of them in the grocery stores, but it's just one because it's just way in the way. You could balance, the things here. And so in order to have a balanced economy where people live more comfortably, you got to have more balance. Okay, so we'll say the left side is your pay rate, minimum wage. Okay? Right side is the cost of living. Okay, this includes rent, mortgage, groceries, blah, blah, blah. All right? The problem we have is cost of living is up here, and pay is down here. And so, yes, there's a few people that are profiting from the high cost of living, a lot of corporations, okay, that pretty much own everything now. They are fine, but everybody else, we are suffering. So in order to fix the economy, it's relatively simple. You have one of two choices. You can either raise minimum wage and make it more balanced, or lower the cost of living and make it more balanced. Those are your options. It's got to be one or the other. The best economy is going to be pretty much like this. Okay? But they don't want that because they want to be on the top. They like the 1%. They like being the elite. Okay? It's a power control thing. And if you want a happy country, then it can't be that way. There can't be a 1%. Well, what do I know? I'm not a lying politician. I'm just a struggling father of three. Okay? That's the other thing. I think we should get rid of all the politicians. I don't care what your party is. Don't matter. Get rid of them all. And one of the requirements for being in the position is you must be poor. You must get paid minimum wage. Because to be honest with you, the rich don't have us in their best interest. They have themselves in their best interest. So if you want to fix this country, put lower income people, middle class and lower class people in charge. Let them make the decisions, because they're probably going to do a lot better job at making things balanced, like I was just saying. Not only that, a rich person doesn't really have to worry about survival, does he? he pretty much pays everybody to do everything for him. Okay, but a middle class and a lower class person has to figure it out for themselves. So they're more likely to have those skills to do that. Great, because who's immune to a bribe? A poor person. I guess technically you can bribe everybody. I mean, rich people accept bribes all the time, and you can blackmail them and all that mess. Corporations technically bribe our politicians. I'll give you money if you allow this. I'll give you money if you don't make us pay taxes. I'll give you money if you give us breaks, grants, give us more money. That's kind of how this country works. It's a capitalist nation. Corporations are in charge. If you want to fix it, then you got to cut the puppet ties, and the corporations can't be in charge no more. That's how you fix the country. Yep. It's not murdering citizens in the streets. Well, we're not going to go there. That could be a few-hour conversation there. So let's talk about games. Now that we've gotten the terrible, horrible several days here. Yesterday we played Dragon Quest III. We finished it, and it was pretty good. The game was fun. The story was great. It was the first time I actually finished the game. I played it many times, but never got all the way through it. And there was little connections to the other games, and even an Easter egg for Dragon Quest IV. They mentioned Zithian as a type of ore, something like that. And if you're not familiar with Dragon Quest IV, the hero uses the Zenithian sword on all the armor pieces. And then there's people that are, I guess, Zithian or something, where they're like a dragon race kind of people or whatever, and they live up in the sky. And that's where some of the other Dragon Quests get in. So the first 3 games is all about the Erdrick saga, or Roto if you want to go by the Japanese version. And then there's several others that fall into the Zenithian. I'll get it out eventually. Dragon Quest V is Zenithian as well, because you get the sword in that too. Not sure about 6. I've only played 6 a little bit. So what are we going to do? Well, we're done with 3. We can move on to 4, but the issue that we have here, they haven't remade 4, 5, 6, 8, or 9. Okay? They've remade 7. It's going to be released here in February. 8, I'm not a huge deal with that. They released it on PlayStation 2, and I think it's, even though it's getting older, it's more remade than the others. Okay. So 4, 5, and 6, they were originally on Nintendo, so kind of old school. And then they were remade on the Nintendo DS with a little bit more like modern graphics and whatnot. Dragon Quest IX was only created for the DS. It has never been remade or put on any other platform as of today. And so it's a little bit more modernized, but it's on a tiny screen. I'm hoping one day they'll do like they did 1 through 3, and they'll remake them all and have them available on all platforms. But, kind of history is they kind of favor 1 through 3, and the others kind of get neglected, unfortunately. I mean, don't get me wrong, 1, 2, and 3 are good, but they're not my favorites, to be honest with you. 4, 5, and 6, 7, 8, and 9, and 11 are my favorites. I like the newer ones. I don't really care as much for 1 through 3. So I'm hoping that they're going to remake them. They've talked about it, but nothing was like, there's no decision. We're going to do it. It's going to be available kind of thing. I guess they're focusing more on 7. But it's hard to tell what they're going to do after they release it. So we can move to Dragon Quest IV, but we got two options. We can play it on the old school Nintendo, or we could play it on the DS emulator. Problem with the DS emulator is it emulates DS. So you got the bottom screen and you got the top screen. Okay? And you can change the settings so they're like together, but there's always a line between them, and so it kind of messes up the screen a little bit. It gives it a little funky look to it. Okay? And you kind of have to have them together, because if you just do the bottom screen, you might have a conversation with somebody that's not going to be on the screen. Okay? So you got that. The other option we could do is we could just play something else until they finally do release it. Now, Dragon Quest V has an original Nintendo. It has a DS, but I've also found a PlayStation 2 version, I think it was, that, is the Japanese version, but I have translations for it. So, emulator settings are kind of wonky, so it comes out pretty clearer than I've had other games. Although the text has a little bit of a blur in it. There's actual videos, should be videos on YouTube of it. So you're welcome to, look at those and tell me what you think. It's readable. It's not an issue. So, I mean, we could play 5, but that means we're going to have to get out of order. 6 is only available on the original Nintendo and DS. 7, of course, we could play the PlayStation 1 emulator, which gives it a little bit more old school look. Actually, more old school than the DS versions. Or we could wait till the remake comes out, whenever I can get the money to buy it. We could also play 8 on the PlayStation 2 emulator. We could play 9 on the DS emulator. Or we could just play 11 on PlayStation 5. We could do that. Or we could just put them all on hold. Play Final Fantasy Tactics like we're going to do here in a little bit. Or move on to something else. I'm always open to suggestions. I might not have the game for all of your suggestions. But we'll see what we got and what we can do. I kind of was over on Twitch and was looking at the browsing section to see what games are at the top, to kind of see what people are into lately. And yeah, there's a lot of games that I don't have, and a lot of games that my computer won't play. But there was other games that I do have. Skyrim was there. Fallout was there. And we could all look at the browsing and say that, but that doesn't necessarily mean people are going to come watch. It's kind of funny how that works with streaming. Some people tell you, well, you need to play the most popular game because that's what people want to watch right now. And then you'll have other people say, no, you shouldn't play those games as a small streamer because everybody's going to be watching the bigger streamers. So you need to find a game that's not as popular so that you can be easily found on that browser page, so people are more likely to come to your stream. I, for one, am not 100% sure either option is the best option. Because it's true, you go to that heavy saturated game and nobody will even notice you. But at the same token, if you go to the less popular, you might not get any viewers at all because they're either not interested in the game or they don't know the game exists. So it's kind of like, so what do? Well, you just kind of play whatever you want, I guess, and then hope somebody shows up. So, I mean, we can do that too, but I am always open for suggestions. I don't like the DS. It sucks for streaming. Yeah, because it's smaller and it cuts the screen in half. I mean, the one thought that I had, we'll move over to this screen. Okay. So this is the screen that a lot of retro gamers use, or people who just don't want to have their webcam and overlays blocking the game screen. So they kind of separate it. But it does shrink the game screen down some. Might not be as bad if you're watching on a PC and you can, full screen. It might not be as bad. But a lot of older retro games are at a different resolution, and so having a smaller game screen kind of helps with that to some degree. Okay. Also, when you're playing games like old school role-playing games, there's a lot of text that goes across the screen because it was back before there was voice acting and whatnot. And so if you have your full screen, then you have overlays blocking the text. Okay, that's the only downside of that. But the thought was to have a screen similar to like this, but have it set up for like a DS. Maybe even find an image of a Nintendo DS and then put the screen on one and then put the other screen on the other. I haven't really played around with it, but I do find the DS a little annoying as well. The DS was great for when you were traveling, okay? Especially as a kid. As an adult, I'm the one driving. I can't play the DS and drive at the same time, okay? But it was great for, kid, you're sitting in the back seat, you got nothing to do. Boom. Of course, Nintendo Switch came out, and it kind of replaced the DS with a bigger screen. And plus, you can plug it into your TV and play it on your TV, which I think is great for portables. That's how it should be. But, you have this tiny screen, you're at home, and you have a choice of, playing this device with a big screen or playing your little DS on a tiny screen. You're going to choose the big screen. That's the issue with the DS. So I feel like Nintendo needs to work on moving those DS games over to Switch. Even if they're not going to put them on other platforms, they should move them over to the Nintendo Switch. And I know they have some. Because you have that option to go portable with a smaller screen, or you can play it on your TV at home. You have both those options. Of course, if you can afford a Steam Deck, I think is what it's called, then you can play your Steam games on your PC or on the go. That is an option. I have not tried it yet, though. I don't know how well it works. Of course, the issue you have, come to think of it, I would think, does the games download on the actual Steam Deck, or do you have to have internet access? I'm hoping that you could just download the games on the device itself, because if you need internet access to play it, you're not going to be able to play it in your car. You're not going to be able to play it on the go. So I'm assuming you can download the games on the device. But, you got that option too. But today, we're going to go to full screen, because this game's really, it's a remake of Final Fantasy Tactics, and it's more geared for full screen. So we are going to play in full screen, and we're going to turn the audio up. Boom. Please keep me informed about how audio and video is, okay? Alright, so we are a little bit off to a late start. We are at 1 o'clock now, because I've been talking. But hey, isn't that part of this? We're supposed to talk and converse and network. Community, right? I'm not exactly sure why you would want a sound visualization playing this game. That's what it would look like. That to, like, maybe keep you awake or something? Each their own, I guess. Alright. It's been a little while since we played this game. We are now on episode 4. If you are behind, we have a playlist on YouTube. Feel free to, check it out. Like I said, it's been a little while because we've been doing Dragon Quest 3. So, your Ramza Beowulf? It's French, and I'm not French. And you're a son of a noble. Your father died. And so now your half-brothers, I believe they're half-brothers, lead the family and whatnot. You serve Duke Larg, I think his name was. And there's an issue with the king because he's sick and dying and his heir is young. And so you are a cadet at an academy and I think you were graduating, and there's a kind of a war going on between, the two different continents, and you are supposed to go to Igros to guard, but you get attacked by bandits. The town gets attacked by bandits. You fight the bandits. Then on your way to Igros Castle, which is this castle up here, you get attacked. This is where you started. You get attacked here, and you find
Need something? Yeah.
this guy. Argath is what they call him in this one. Being attacked by bandits, or the Death Corps, or whatever they're calling them now. And you rescue him, and you find out he was a squire, and he was helping escort the Marquis, which I think they call him Marquis in this. And so he was kidnapped, and you report to your brothers, and the brothers say, hey, we got this, you just need to sit tight and guard the castle. Your other brother says, hey, we had a spy in Dorder, and he hasn't reported. And then told you that guard duty was boring. So then we go to Dorder, had to fight monsters on the way, and we meet Wygraf, something like that, who is the leader of the Death Corps. He found out that they kidnapped the Marquis, and he wasn't happy about it, and so he was looking for Gustav, who was behind it. And then he leaves because we got there and we, fought the Death Corps that were there. We beat them, and we find out that they were headed to that there was a group in the desert, and so we went there and we fought them, and I think we rescued Marcus. I don't know, it's been a while. So then we, go back to Igros, and then your brothers chew you out for doing it. And then they actually, Prince Duke Larg gives you a mission to fight a group down here at Brigand's Den. And that's kind of where we're at. So as far as job classes go, we are a knight. And they have this thing called combat sets. I'm a little frustrated with it. I was fooling around with it a little bit for the stream. So you have 3 sets that you could do. So the thought process is, okay, I have a job. I want to play a squire right now. Okay, maybe next battle I want to be a knight. Maybe next I want to be a mage, whatever. Okay, so you can quickly switch between. Okay, but I'm having an issue where it says, all right, so I switched to a squire, and then I want to switch to a knight. That combat set has no longer can no longer be used. It contains equipment that you do not possess. What equipment is that? Because I just turned to a squire, so I do have that equipment. So why is it not working? If I go back here, you can turn to back to the knight.
This will do.
And
yes,
you get your stuff automatically equipped. Let's see. Need to re-equip the medal. Combat. Alright, let's try saving it, see what happens. Okay, so maybe it was because of the buckler. What do you think? Alright, so we apply this. Boom. Okay, we became a squire. Can we become a knight again? Alright, so that's what it is. It was the buckler. Woohoo. We fixed that problem. Yeah. Alright, so you can go to job and you can learn abilities. We only have 203. We can do parry. But the thing about parry is, as a knight, you have a shield, and you can defend with the shield. Parry is great for when you are a job that doesn't have a shield. So, like, if you become a squire again and don't have a shield, you can use parry and you block with your sword. Because some of your abilities that you learn doesn't necessarily mean you need to use it as you're that particular job. Therefore, if you change out of that job. Like, for example, equipped heavy armor, shields, and swords. Oh, you can only pick one of those. So, if you were a thief who uses daggers, you could do equipped swords, and then you can equip the sword. You can kind of have that option. Or, if you are a mage, you could equip heavy armor. So you have a good defense. You could do that too if you wanted to. They can't let you do more than one because then you would be extremely OP. You know what? We'll just go ahead and learn it. We have Ren weapon and Ren speed, so you can break things here as a knight. Let's see, the other jobs are kind of slim here. Look at him. Have anything we can learn there? Counter's a good one. This allows you to fight unarmed. So you could be a mage, knight, thief, whatever, and fight with your bare hands and end up hitting harder. Because monks hit pretty hard barehanded. He doesn't really have anything. Oh. You don't really have that many job points. Oh. Oh. Real good. Alright. I think we are at a decent level. The one thing with this game is, as you level up, so do the monsters. The only thing that doesn't level up are the story enemies. So I could be level 99, go down there and fight level 10 enemies. At least that's how it was originally. Oh. Let's do it. A little warm up before we move on. Alright, we're fighting chocobos. One thing I do like about this remake is they allow you to see what you're fighting before you set your people down. In the original, you couldn't do that. They didn't show you the map. They just showed you the squares. And then you picked your people, and then you saw what you were fighting. So this does give it a better idea, because you might have job classes that are more suitable for certain battles. Right, we are going to...
I'm ready.
Put you there. Let's...
We will triumph. For victory.
I got 2 left. And all these people left to use. Alright, you're at level 7. She's at level 7. He's at level 6. Let's put her there.
Victory is ours.
Level up. We will put
I'm ready.
her there. He's at level 10, so let's put the archer in.
Ready for battle.
To battle.
So you're always going to have this issue where you have a lot of companions, but you can only use 5, and if you have guests, sometimes you get fewer than that because you have the guests. As we go through the story, we're going to meet other characters that have special job classes that are going to join your party. And over time, you might run out of room, and you're going to have to dismiss certain companions to make room for new ones. So you kind of start out with this default group, but by the time you get to the end of the game, you're probably going to have to get rid of a lot of that default group to have the characters with special jobs that are obviously more powerful. I'm going to stand here. What do I have? And we're going to wait, because I kind of want to trap that chocobo. Let's see. This does her. Him. I would have to stand in front. I could move to her and cast Protect on her. Or I can move. I might have to get reused to the controls here, bear with me. We'll use Protect because he has less armor, but he is a stronger hitter. Yep, you did what I wanted to do. Great. But I do have to be careful because the monk does have counter.
Right.
Let's he has counter as well.
Leave this to me.
I won't forget this.
See, what I should have done at the beginning of the fight, I made a little mistake. Alright, I should not have moved him here. I should have kept him right there where she's standing, so that the chocobo would have moved here to hit me, and then we could have moved a person in here and then had 2 people blocking him. Now we gotta have 4 people blocking him. Okay, and what you can do is you can kind of farm experience points and job points. You can hit him just enough to weaken him, get job points and experience points. He'll heal himself and repeat. And you can just do it over and over again. You could have people sit there and just use status effect abilities and not actually harm him and gain experience that way. We're gonna go ahead and just kill him. Run. Hopefully I won't hit my friend.
My turn.
Yes, my turn. Let's get rid of their healer. See, we could do it here. No, we can't. We got one space right front. Come on.
It's over!
Move. Get my controller to work. Aura Blast. Nope, can't reach him yet.
Coming through.
I like that they have the voice acting.
My thanks.
See, in this game, if you have the option to do something, do it. Because it'll give you that experience and those job points that you're going to need. Even if it's something small. He's not going to reach him from here, so we're just going to move up here and let them come to us.
What's the plan?
Can't reach him.
It's time.
Oh, he blocked it.
Leave
He
it to me.
evaded it. I hit him with Aura Bolt from here. Aura Blast.
I don't hesitate!
Ooh.
Like it.
Back at you. I think she has throw item too, don't she? Does. So let's if we use items and then we have to buy some more. Still has magic. I don't want to put it there because I'll heal the goblins, so we're gonna put it right here.
What's the best course?
What is the best course? I think the best course would come here from behind and hit him in the back. Thank you. Oh yeah, that was a good
I'm ready.
hit. Cyclones is spinning. Almost strikes many times.
Right.
I think that should have hit a lot harder, but okay. Really? Come on, Rams. You gotta do better than that.
Storm's brewing.
Storm's brewing. Oh, he's got protect on him. Unless we can counter. Kill him.
An opening!
Yay, we killed him. They like to tackle. The benefit of tackle is depending on where you're standing, it can move you over a space. That way you can't counter. Or they can't
Hard
counter.
work's paid off.
Now, if I attack, he's almost dead. Okay. If he was going to be dead, we could use Ren Power, reduce his attack, and now give her experience, and then we can let somebody else kill him and give them experience as well. Right there. Just gonna do a normal attack.
I'm getting the hang of this.
You're getting the hang of this. And then we get to see how many job points they have and we can learn anything new.
Yes?
Alright, let's see. Job. No, not really. He might. Brawler. I think we're gonna wait. That way I can get more and learn some of this new stuff. We didn't use him. Use him. Used her. Nope. Probably not either. Alright.
Making preparations.
We're gonna save it. It's always good to save after every battle. Alright. This one. Alright. Let's give it a try. A small structure built upon a pier. Once a refuge for fishermen, it is now home to brigands. Alright, so we can only have 3 with us because we have 2 guests. So, we definitely need to have a healer.
I am ready to fight.
All right.
It's time.
Try this group. They got a wall that they can hide behind, so we can use black magic.
We've lost contact with the others. I fear this may be the end for us.
Do not say that. The battle is not yet over. We mustn't give in to despair. The nobles must answer for all they've wrought.
It ought not to have been like this. My brother was too soft, too indecisive.
The enemy! I owe you a debt of gratitude for rescuing the Marquis. I pray I am able to repay it, even a little, by aiding you in this.
So we can just kill her, or we can wipe them all
How can
out.
you nobles live as you do and yet hold your head so high? We are not chattel. We are humans, no less than you. What flaw do you hold there to be in us? That we were born between a different set of walls? Do you know what it means to hunger? To sup for months on naught but broth of bean? While you wage your wars that you might grow fat, we are made to starve. You call us thieves, but it is you who steal from us the right to live.
You, no less human than we? Now there's a beastly thought. You've been less than we from the moment your base-born father fell upon your mother in whatever gutter saw you sired. You've been chattel since you came into the world, drenched in common blood.
By whose decree? Who decides such foul and absurd things?
'Tis heaven's will.
Heaven's will? You would pin your bigotry on the gods. No god would fain forgive such sin, much less embrace it. All men are equal in the eyes of the gods.
Men, yes, but the gods have no eyes for chattel.
Ramza, is this woman truly our enemy?
Not really. Don't have a choice. This game is very political, just to let you know. If I was alive in the game, personally, I probably would be on their side. Because it's very similar to how life is, okay? The rich nobles, the rich government, politicians, they're at the top. They give their scraps to everybody down below and use and abuse everybody. Basically, what part of this is what's going on is there was a war and they used low-income people, had them fight in their war, and then when the war was over, they just kind of dumped them and left them on their own. Okay? And so they have to find any means of survival while the nobles and the rich don't have to worry about it. So they're trying to fight for equality and the right to live and survive. Like Argath just said, because he's an ass, he sees them as animals. And that's actually true of what happened in many history, a lot of history in this world. People saw poor people or people of other races and religions as animals and believed that they didn't really have the right to live. It's a gift that we let them live. It's a disgusting attitude that still exists in some people today. If I was alive, I would be on their side, even if it meant ultimately losing, because that's the cause that I would fight for. So it's kind of sad in this game. At first, we have to play for the wrong side. It changes as the story goes on, and you're on your own side. But yeah, it's kind of wrong that you have to play on the opposite side. All right, let's see. We do want to take out healers. And this is one battle they don't give you a choice with. Like with Argath, you had a choice to either save and try to protect him, which means if he gets himself killed, that's game over for you. You lose. Okay, that's why I don't like protection quests, because usually the NPC gets themselves killed. Or you can choose just to kill the death corpse and not focus on saving him. Then you don't have to worry about that. But it kind of makes you look bad, and it pisses off Delita, because Delita's a good person. And, it's the wrong decision, technically. I know from playing the game that Argath is an asshole and not worth saving. So part of me usually doesn't want to focus on saving him. See, she's at level 6, he's at level 10, so he can almost kill her with just the one hit.
I don't hesitate!
Although she evaded it, which was pretty awesome. Let's see here. Let's move you right there. Okay. We're gonna cast Protect on the three of us.
Victory is mine.
They got black magic too. So in a sense, they're sages. Dragon Quest III, you have the sage job class that you can get, where you
What's my
learn
next
both
move?
offensive and defensive magic. Although we don't have that
count on
job
me.
class in this game, you can still learn healing and black magic at the same
It's
time.
time.
Oh, she hasn't casted it yet. I think she's after the mage. Alright, that does speed. So let's do that so we can stay here and get our
I am
protect
obey your
spell. I probably can't even reach them from here, can I? Nope. Oop. I want him to be protected as well, so we're gonna wait.
I won't let you down.
Then there's always the chance it can miss. But it didn't this time, yay.
Close. Nearly finished me.
Cloak evasion? She hit her own person.
I can't go on.
Oh! No! They killed Rufus.
There's no other way.
She hit hard with it.
My turn.
I could hit him with a stone, but then he's gonna have potential to move anyways.
Fool!
Better to fail at a spell than have him move. I don't think she can throw it from this part. Nope. I can cast a healing spell on Delita.
Leave it to me. Close. I'm still alive.
Is this the end?
I'll not be outdone.
What happened? Huzzah!
I can't go on like this.
You have a healing spell? Yeah.
Can't be.
That's
It's
the
time.
way.
Oh, let's see. I hit her with a stone. Damn, that was a pillar.
I feel stronger.
Who's after her? He is.
Not looking good. Back with us.
One.
There's no other way.
Got Aura
The
Blast too.
end.
This is not looking good, guys. Might have to do the fight again.
Be gone! I can't go on. Thoughtful of you.
Don't kill her.
I was foolish.
It's a little bit easier to revive people when they have fewer people to kill them again.
Is that it?
Alright, we are definitely going to have to heal ourselves. This is instant, you don't have to wait for it.
Just getting started.
Right.
Go ahead and kill him.
I have you now!
What? 126? Are you kidding me?
I shall win glory.
We're gonna have to do some leveling up, guys.
Wherever I need it.
That's silly. Why is her martial arts so much stronger and she's not even a monk?
Coming through.
Here.
I'm not letting you die. This might be the end.
Okay.
Can you stand?
Be tough. Oh yeah, we finally evaded.
What now?
How do I... There used to be a way you can look at your enemies, at their status. And it is a little bit different than what it used to be. So shoulder cape. It doesn't say that it defends against lightning magic, but he was evading. Oh, maybe it's because of the evasive stance. Yeah, so it's evasive stance. Okay. I don't think that was how it was in the original.
Me then. Are you
Back
alright?
in the fight.
That'll help some.
My turn. Be more
They
careful.
must not have Phoenix down, otherwise they would have revived Ramsey. Her and her thunder spells, the annoying part. Right. Who does that? Hard to see, some of these angles are bad.
You will live again. My thanks.
You're right.
That helps.
I'm ready to fight.
Let's see, can I throw him a high potion?
Are you in pain? I'm in your debt.
Let's get this item here.
There's no other way.
Alright, I think all my people are alive now. He's out of magic.
Better treat this quick.
I can't hit her because she's kind of surrounded. I can throw a stone at her though. I do need to start beating down on her. Have a look here. Iron sword. Got better armor, I believe. Does have parry. Cut down her power a little bit.
Ready.
No, not like this.
One left now. That was a close one though. Payback.
Lay down your sword. Resist us not, and your life will yet be spared.
Close. They almost had us.
I'm no more than chattel to you, am I? So have my head and be done with it.
Do you truly hold us to be so foul? Do it, Ramza. She fights as a corpse. Let her become one in truth. She's a foe and a traitor, an enemy of House Beowulf. The world has no place for such wretches. Her claim to life is forfeit. Spare her now, and you place your seal on the warrants for our own deaths. It's her or us, Ramza. Strike her down!
Try as I might, Ramza, I cannot think this woman our enemy.
Have you lost your wits?
She is no more chattel than you or I.
You would turn against our cause, Delita. I should have expected as much.
You deny me even the mercy of an honorable death. Pox on you and your pity. So long as you bear the name Beowulf, you will ever remain an enemy to me. You do well to remember that.
Delita? What have we done? A pox on your pity, indeed.
At that moment, Agros.
No! I won't go! Release me!
Be quick about it.
Let go of me! Help! Zobog!
Oh, yeah. Time to cut my losses.
Are you unhurt?
The sword he used was called Save the Queen.
Yes, but Tetra...
Yes, I know.
Lord Brother!
Worry not. I am fine. Alma, are you all right?
They did not harm me, but you're bleeding.
In no fevered dream would I have thought the brigade so bold to strike us here. They must have come for me.
5 among our guard are slain, and Tetra taken. Like as not to ease their escape.
Find them. Search every den and dovecot if you must.
Please, brother, you mustn't speak.
Accursed rebels.
Dice dog!
Someone! Anyone!
All they had was 5 guards. I thought they were noble. I will be back in a few.
raging storm is on the prowl. Dark clouds gather, the thunder roars. We're running wild, chasing the shores. Feel the fury, feel the rain, a storm inside driving me insane. No escape from this twisted fate. We rise and fall with every break. Storms are coming, tearing me apart. The lightning strikes straight through my heart. We fight the winds, we stand our ground. In the chaos we're finally found. Yeah, in the chaos we're finally found. Waves crash high, the oceans rage, battles fought on every stage. The thunder cracks, it calls our name. We're born from fire, we live in flame. Feel the fury, feel the rain, a storm inside driving me insane. No escape from this twisted fate. We rise and fall with every break. Storms are coming, tearing me apart. The lightning strikes straight through my heart. We fight the winds, we stand our ground. In the chaos we're finally found. Yeah, in the chaos we're finally found. We won't be broken
Alright, I am back. Let's turn the music back up on the game. Oh. Alright, that was a close one. We almost lost that fight, but we managed to jump back up at the end there. Let's see if we can learn any abilities here. And magic. Points and magic. Put shields. Do that. For the jobs. Ooh, surely he can learn something. Doom Fist. Chakra would be good, he can heal himself. Let's do that one. That's it. Oh, I do have a time mage. When did I get a time mage? Oh, he can turn into a time mage. I'm getting old, guys. I'm getting old. Let's see. We used to. Learn Suna, that'd be good. She can become a mystic. Manipulates the enemy's minds and body to impede their ability to fight. So he can be a time mage. And that could become useful too, but I want them to get more of their current magic. She can become a thief, which would be good to steal equipment and stuff. That would be nice. I think she's probably the only one that's going to be able to become a thief. He can become a geomancer, which isn't too bad of a job. And we could always like bounce back and forth. He has how many job points? 150. Alright, I think that's the best we're going to do for right now. Oh, I forgot
Making preparations.
Let's see. Still a squire. Can't really learn anything. You can't change his job either.
Yes?
You could do that in the original. You could change the job of your guests, but you can't in the remake. You know, and the interesting thing is, like, Argath can learn Rend Armor and Rend Helm. But he'll never get enough points to do that. He doesn't stay on your team long enough. And he only fights in story battles. He doesn't fight in random battles, so you can't level him up. Alright, let's go back to Egros. Uh-oh. We could say no if you don't want to fight, but we do kind of need to level up, so we're going to accept the fight. It's raining. Alright.
Very well. We will triumph.
Alright, you're level 7, she's still at 6, you're at 7.
Victory is ours.
What? Let's start over.
I'm ready.
Ready for battle.
I'm ready.
Ready and waiting. Forward.
Two chocobos. 3 chocobos. Nope. We're gonna back up because chocobos can walk pretty far. Oh, we got a special. So a possible friendly monster here we gotta protect. That didn't happen in the original. Maybe later on in the game. Alright, so we gotta protect that chocobo, so I'm not gonna worry about being in the protect spell. We're gonna go ahead and head in that direction.
I am a Beowulf. You can count on me.
Oh, you missed.
What's the plan?
It's time. It's over!
He's a brave chocobo.
I'm ready.
Ah, just not able to reach.
Storm's brewing.
My turn.
Ah, that damn chocobo healing. I'm coming. Hold on.
Where am I needed?
Over here. Not gonna be close enough.
I'm here.
Oh, I can hit the friendly one. We don't want to do that.
Coming through.
Right.
Ah. Hey. We don't want to hit our friend.
What's my next move?
Ooh. Where do we want to put it? I'll get rid of them bloody chocobos. Let's see.
Appreciate it.
That's more like it.
You saved my skin.
My turn. I have you now!
One to go.
Leave this to me.
What is it?
I'm told you handled your duties most efficiently. Leave the aftermath in our brother's capable hands, and take a much-deserved rest. Fear not for me. My wounds are not as grave as they might seem.
Lord Brother, what of Tetra?
The Order of the Northern Sky will begin a full-scale assault on the Brigade as soon as their garrison is found.
But...
The enemy is routed. Even counting those fled, less than 100 of their number remain. Their leader yet eludes us. But time grows short for we Graf foals.
And for Tetra as well. You would leave her to her fate.
I have taken measures to ensure Tetra's well-being. The attack waits upon her safe return, however long that may take. Tetra is as a sister to me. I would never turn my back on her.
Think matters through, Delita. Where would you even go? You must calm yourself.
Calm myself? My only sister is taken by cutthroats, and you would have me calm?
I would have you obey reason. We know not where to begin. To search now would be fruitless.
Fruitless? You speak of my sister's life!
You heard my Lord Brother. He said he would not abandon her. But there's little we can do. Delita, I cannot breathe. Forgive me, Ramza. Are you all right? I'll be fine. I'd not believe a word of that fairy tale if I were you. You call my brother a liar? I do. I would not go out of my way to rescue some common maid.
What did you say?
I said he would be a fool to hold back an army for fear of spilling a few drops of your common blood.
Why, you?
Yeah.
Stop this, Delita!
No, let him go.
Release me! Damn you, Ramza! Release me!
It's as I've always said. Common blood, common man. You'll never be more than you were born, Delita. You don't belong in our world. You should be licking our boots with the rest of your ilk, churl.
That does it.
Enough, Delita. And you as well, Argath. Open your eyes, Ramza. Delita is not one of us. It isn't proper that you should mix with such as he. Surely you see that. Delita is my friend, and a dear one. We've been as brothers all our lives. And that blinds you to the truth. You're a man grown, Ramza. It's time you left the playthings of your boyhood behind. You are a son of House Beowulf. A birth high even among the highborn. Such company ill suits you. Your brothers see this, I am sure. Even if you choose not to.
Not everyone of high birth is as ill-bred as you. I'll trust to Ramza's judgment.
Be gone from my sight, and do not think to return. Your words cut deep, Ramza. Are we not friends?
No, we're not.
Remove yourself. I'll not ask again.
Should have killed him when you had a chance.
The brigade makes its base at Ziekten. Your lord brother told me himself. You've no hope of reaching the fortress from the fore. Their defenses are too strong. A rear assault is your only chance. Best of luck, my soft-hearted friend. You'll need it. Be gone!
Argath is no longer a guest member of your party. Good. So, for those of you who don't know, Argath's history is he was of noble blood, sort of like Ramza. But his grandfather, I think it was, betrayed his comrades to save his own life. And so they kind of lost their honor. And so really, even though Argath talks all big and bad, his reputation's really no different than a commoner. So he really should just keep his mouth shut. Let's see, do we have any...
Looking for aught in particular?
Any
By
gear?
all means. Will that be all? Who needs outfitting? May I help? Good choice. May I be of further assistance after aught in particular?
Oh, let's see.
Are you happy to make me many thanks? Are you happy? Thank you very... Are you happy? Many thanks.
Pop up our items here.
Are you happy? Thank you. Are you happy? Thank you.
Some of these we won't use as much. That's why
Are
I'm
you
not
happy?
buying a lot.
Anything? Are you happy? Thank you very... Are you happy to thank you for... May I be of further assistance? I await your...
Welcome. Make yourself at home. Rumors, eh?
Corpse Brigade, the worst band of outlaws to terrorize Galleon, in recent memory, has been defeated thanks to the combined efforts of the four great knightly orders. Led by the Order of the Northern Sky, the order has announced that some 700 of the brigands have been captured and more than 3,000 killed in the campaign to bring the Corpse Brigade justice. Brigade's leader, Wygraf, has yet to be captured, but a representative of the Northern Order has sworn that it is merely a matter of time before he is brought to justice. While the Corpse Brigade has been vanquished, their leader continues to evade justice, and even as the Order of the Northern Sky worked to round up the last of the brigade, surviving brigade members led an attack on the esteemed House Beowulf at Egros. Their target is said to have been none other than Duke Larg's advisor, Count Dystarg Beowulf. Fortunately, the attempt was thwarted.
Will that be all?
We haven't unlocked it yet.
Apologies. Need anything else? Thank you and farewell.
Alright. Let's do a save after we did all that talking. Oh, look at the time. Alright, guys. Unfortunately, I don't have any more time. That is it for today. Let's see, today's Wednesday. There'll be no stream tomorrow, but there should be a stream on Friday. I think we'll probably just continue where we left off. We'll just play Final Fantasy Tactics Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Friday. So make sure you stop on by on Friday, 12 p.m. If you haven't already, make sure you give us a follow. That way you know when we're live, get notifications and whatnot. If you are completely new, make sure you stop by YouTube and check out all the playlists I have of all the games I've played over the years. I hope you enjoy. Don't forget to give us a like over there on YouTube, because that's how YouTube works, is with the likes. And I hope to see y'all next time. I hope y'all have a great day.